Hello everybody, I believe we are live. Welcome to Montezuma. It is 33 degrees, kind of windy. Certainly very breezy with occasional gusts. The weather's kind of wet. It's mostly cloudy with a few little areas, small areas of blue, but mostly cloudy. Since I've arrived, I have seen a fair number of birds actually, including, hold on one second, northern shoveler, Canada goose, swans of some sort. I'm not sure if they were tundra swans or trumpeter swans. Sandhill cranes, I saw them coming in for a landing out there, and you know, maybe if the weather were a little bit more kind and if we had more time, we'd try to look at them, maybe from a tower or something, but I don't think we're going to do that today. Just get things up and running here. I've seen also bald eagle. A couple of them actually. And what else have I seen? There was a big flurry of ducks and geese, but I'm not sure what they were. They were too distant for me to identify, and they were flying all over the place. I hope you all of you who celebrate, that is, had a nice Thanksgiving. Just tend to one or two things here. All of a sudden there are cars that need to pass me, so let's let them pass me. Of course, they don't seem to know how to do that very effectively. Let's go. There's plenty of room. Oh, geez, some people just have no clue. No clue. So I don't know what we're going to see here from Wildlife Drive. This will be, our last day of visiting Wildlife Drive. There's always a chance we'll make, two visits to it today, but I don't know, but doubt it. After Thursday's tour, I actually came up here. That also has been part of my tradition the last few years, not to exclude anybody, but I just like to continue on after the tour and just to, go on my own peacefully, quietly, without having to worry about any broadcast or signals or anything like that. And I didn't have much time anyway. By the time I arrived here, there was actually very little time and it was getting dark. I did see, though, that they were putting down, more rocks already on the road. And, here on Wildlife Drive. Not here, obviously, but up ahead. And I wonder if they spent yesterday spreading them or not. I don't know. Swans of some sort. I'm not sure if they're tundras or trumpeters. If I had to guess, tundra, but I don't know. And there are more swans down there. On my way here, I did make a couple stops looking for snowy owls. Shoot, didn't see one. Just at the usual locations. That I'm seeing a crow. Tried to get it for you, I couldn't. It's an American crow by the looks of things. So anyways, 33 degrees, like I said. Let me just shut everything off here, or shut some things off. We'll see if there's going to be much activity within reasonably easy view today. I don't know. The last couple weeks, we have not had any, any large flocks of ducks to see, within view from the road. I did not climb a tower or anything on Thursday when I came up here by myself. So I don't know if they were around or not. I can say this: it was here on Wildlife Drive. It was actually very quiet in terms of what's going on with this thing. In terms of bird activity, there were a couple of swans I wanted to show you. Too late. Looks like some nice gull activity up ahead. We'll get to it. Something is making noise back there. It's kind of annoying. Not sure what it is, but if it doesn't stop, I'm going to take care of it for good. You know what I mean? I see a Canada goose down there. You can see there's at least some, some icing on the water surface. A few more Canada geese. Oh, and what else? Some ducks of some sort. Let me see. Gadwalls. Well, those are gadwalls. I'm not sure about that. Might have been a shoveler. I'm not sure. By the way, when I came up here on Thursday, I did go to East Road, and it started to rain, and it was getting dark anyway. But there were quite a few birds there. Many geese, many ducks, Sandhill cranes. I don't know if it was a good good in terms of variety, but there were a lot of birds. Oh, great. Just great. Well, it looks like there are a lot of gulls here between this area here, and we'll take a quick look. More gadwalls. And mallards. Hold on. Let's say the ring-billed gulls. Don't know if there are other varieties here or not. Is that a herring gull? That might be. Noticeably larger than some of the others. Not sure about that one. I don't know if it's a juvenile or if it's, reaching adult coloration. This is all through the windshield, sorry. We'll move on very shortly. Okay, we're going to move on. Oh, he just took off. Maybe because I started the car, I'm not sure. Okay, let's continue. As I've said, you know, it's important to bird every bird. You know, unless you really don't have the chance, don't have the time. But just yesterday, I was, you know, I had some mallards in my view. At least I thought so. And you know, they were mostly mallards, except one other brown duck. Oh, that's a little smaller, and sure enough, it looked like to me a female green-winged teal. You know, and it's not necessarily a species I see every day. In fact, I don't see, you know, ducks of any sort every day. But seeing the the ducks and thinking that they were, you know, mallards, but a closer look revealed that one of them that was just tagging along with them all day was a green-winged teal. So, you know, you never know, is the bottom line. You never know what you might be seeing, and sometimes it's definitely worth it to take a second look. I hear mallards out there. And I see a northern pintail, and I'm not sure what else. Probably ring-necked ducks. Let's take a look from here as best we can. 1 second, let me just check with binoculars a bit. Yeah, let's stop here and take a look and see what's out there. Come on. There. This is, I would tell you that today is one of the days when the cords are going to be, the cords and cables are going to be bothering me, but I think you already know that, and I think that's really every time. Not just today or any one day. It's cold out there, that's for sure. And I'm going to point you in the direction of things. And I want to take a closer look myself, so I'm going to just leave the camera pointed here. While I look. I see gadwalls out there. Northern pintails, like I said. Mallards. Okay. Oops. Let's, sorry, I've got to redo this just to kind of get a look at things. Again, you can hear the mallards. There's some pintails in there. We'll get to a clearer area in a moment. Right now we have to contend with this vegetation. The male pintail, you can see the white breast, or the very light creamy breast, I should say. And then the chestnut or dark brown head. There's a gadwall there at center. So it seems like it's, at least for now, mostly pintails, northern pintails. Mallard there in the back, a few of them. There at the center, that's a northern pintail female, I believe. Not sure who that is at center now, swimming by. Who's that back there? I'm not sure who that was at center. Could be an American widgeon female. Oh, and there's a male American widgeon there swimming to our right. We're following him. And there's I think that's a female ahead of him. There, at center, swimming to the, well, kind of swimming to the left, no longer really, that was a ringneck duck, male. There's another widgeon there at center screen. So we're getting into seeing a few more widgeons here and there, American widgeons. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did see pigeons also as I came in, and as I had just turned into the driveway. Oh, there's an American coot there at center. I had also seen some kind of falcon, I believe, but I couldn't tell what it was, but just flying away from the area. I did not see my neighboring red-tailed hawks this morning before I left, so I was not happy about that. And it was actually a long time before I saw my first red-tailed hawk of the day. But finally saw a few. What's that back there? That's a ringneck duck there at center screen in the back. Sorry, I'm just looking around a bit too. There in the back, those two ducks back there in the background. Those are American black ducks. Very similar to mallards, but they just have some different coloration. The one that just stood up and moved his wings around, that was another ringneck duck, a male. That's a gadwall at center. Be nice if all these were closer, but we're doing okay, I think. Okay. What I want to do, let me just set things here for a moment. I want to take a look with binoculars again. Okay. See that white triangular at the shoulder with those three ringneck ducks right there swimming together, two males behind a female. But see the white triangular patch at their shoulders? That's for me a good marker for the male, and a good way to distinguish it from lesser or greater scops, which don't have that. I believe I hear tundra swans out there. Okay, let me just leave things here for just a moment. I need to look with binoculars again. And I want to look at something. 1 second. Okay, I think we're going to move along. 1 second. Oh, what's that? I do see a harrier. I don't know if I can get it for you or not. When I went to the airport to look around for owls today, like I said, I didn't see any owls, but I did see something while I was there. We're going to move along now. Switch cameras. Close to it, and I had to turn around, and maybe that's what kind of spooked it. I don't know if I really terribly frightened it, but it's, you know, it was, it didn't seem to want to be on, you know, maybe it was worried about me when I turned around, and then I was getting set up to look at it, but I saw a male northern harrier on the ground, and I was hoping to get you know, hopefully if I could zoom in it would be a decent look, and just never got the chance. It flew off. You know, I don't see male northern, or at least I don't think I see adult male northern harriers all that often. It's either females or juveniles most of the time. And the male northern harrier, if you don't know, is you know, we see females or juveniles, and they're, you know, they're mostly brown and they're beautiful birds. But the male, adult male, is more like a light gray. And it too is just a beautiful, beautiful bird. And like I said, I was hoping to record it. Saw it on the ground, and I don't know if it was really actively eating or not. I see a couple mallards closer to us, by the way. 3 mallards. Oh, a few more. But I just didn't get the chance, and then it took off. There were a few more back there. Oh, and swans in the air here. Come on. Autofocus is just not working. Not well, I should say. just took off up ahead of us. There's been a lot of flight activity by the gulls, and that can be, distracting because, you may not realize it, but gulls are fairly large, and or at the very least, they have a fairly large wingspan. So, you can see them and mistake them for raptors or something like that, at first glance. These are all gadwalls by the looks of it. And back here, look like more gadwalls. Let's keep going. I don't want to waste any time. I have to say that Thursday just worked out to be a very nice day for me. I really enjoyed the tour. We saw some nice things, including Big Red and Arthur. Nice walk at Sapsucker Woods. Didn't see all that much there, but well, actually, oh, here's a harrier. Where'd he go? They are magnificent. But that one is magnificent and also now behind me. So we're going to keep going. So that was a female or juvenile, I'm not sure. There's a way to tell the difference, I don't know what it is. But so not an adult male anyway. Where's that guy driving? I mean, look how fast he's driving. Come on, autofocus does not want to cooperate. Those look like gadwalls to me. As do these. Now when I did come up here on Thursday, I did see a couple of eagles, and there were some, there was a flurry of activity once an eagle was in flight and heading out, to our left. Caused, fair amount of stir, but second. Gentleman there, he's got a camera and everything, but I wonder what he's looking for, if he's, I don't know. He's not taking pictures, but he's got his camera in hand. Anyway, this, you know, like I said earlier, this is our last day of visiting Wildlife Drive, unless for some reason there's some kind of emergency or something. I mean, it's closing on Tuesday. Will be the last day that it remains open. Same thing with the visitor center. Tuesday is the last day. What does that mean? Well, it means we won't be going on Wildlife Drive, but we may still find our way up here during the winter. And you know, I haven't checked this year, but assuming they go by their usual you know, calendar dates, it won't be open again until April 1st. By the way, up ahead here are the areas where the rocks have been poured down on the road, and it looks like they have not yet spread them. I don't know if they will, or if they're just going to bring more rocks. I don't know. They'll probably bring more rocks, but who knows? A few swans overhead, 4 of them flying by us. Beautiful. I swear I'm going to cut this camera strap, the neck strap off. So it just can't get it. Between the cable, which has to stick out because of just the way of things, as I put, you know, as I get the camera in use sometimes, it just blocks my ability to use the camera. Just everything gets in the way. Maybe it's not the camera strap itself. Maybe it's, yeah, it's the cable. Looks like we've got cars parked. Well, there's one right ahead of us looking at I don't know what, and then a couple others. Make it 3. And maybe they're not seeing anything. Maybe they just all happen to be paused, you know, where they are for whatever reason. But you wonder if they are seeing something. Now the one we just passed is once again moving. Something in the air. Oh, it's another gull. Okay. Like I said, I mean, sometimes at first glance, you know, hold on one second, let me see. I see a couple bald eagles. Hold on. This will be through the windshield, so not great, but... I wouldn't mind getting a closer look at them, but I think conditions aren't going to allow it. Hold on one second. Okay. So those vehicles are still, well, one looks like it's moving on. The other two are up at the elevated area. And one of those is now moving. The others, not yet anyway. Mallard to our left. From here, I don't know if the bald eagles could be, well, kind of. They can be seen just through the, I don't know if there's a clear line of sight. The one thing is certain, this road does need some work. Where we are right now, there are essentially, no rocks to speak of, and there, the potholes are starting to form. So it definitely needs work before it opens back up in the spring. I've said before, I'm of two minds on, paving it properly instead of with, rocks, paving it with nice smooth asphalt. I mean, it would be nice. Less wear and tear on the cars, and it would make for a smoother ride, certainly. But the problem is that smoother ride makes for people speeding, and we really don't want people speeding through here. So as I've said before regarding Wildlife Drive, even if it were open and even if they kept it clear of snow during the winter, if everything on the side, either side of the road, is freezing up and maybe even covered with snow, there's not going to be much in terms of of a draw for the birds. So it's not necessarily all that upsetting that we can't come here during the winter. Now, if we happen to have a mild winter and there's open water, that's a different story. There could be birds around that we would want to see. Unfortunately, while there's not a lot of accumulation going on here of this snow that's falling, it could be troublesome when we're trying to look over any kind of a reasonably long distance. It's funny. I was thinking about Thursday and just what I did on Thursday, and it was a full day for me. I was, I had plenty to do, and kind of in a hurry to do it all day long. Had the tour, did some bird watching a little bit afterwards, although it was getting dark, and then drove home. And by the time I was heading home and getting near home, I was like, boy, I want to get home. It's been a long day, and unload the car and everything, and then I like to, if possible, exercise on Thanksgiving Day, so I can say that I have earned the right to eat whatever I want to eat. And so I exercised, and after all that, had dinner, and it was a nice dinner. But anyway, thinking of the day, I was like, boy, I don't know how everyone else thinks of their own Thanksgivings, but I felt like I did something. I didn't feel like I just sat around. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who, do everything they can to either prepare something to bring along, to a Thanksgiving celebration that they're attending, outside of the home, or they're hosting the dinner, and they're clearly busy. I mean, that takes a lot of work. But there are other people who don't do any cooking or anything, and they just maybe sit there watching TV and then have dinner. Now I'm concerned about, hold on one second. We've just there are 3 vehicles behind us now. One of them is moving ahead. There had been a report of snowy owls around here, so I'm kind of on the lookout. I'm always on the lookout for them, but I mean, just wonder if someone in these vehicles see something. But they're all moving now, so maybe the answer is no. Anyway, that's one of the things I enjoy about the way I've been celebrating Thanksgiving for years now. It's actually, it's actually a pretty busy day for me. I have to say, I've never found the Macy's parade worth watching. I don't like parades in general, but anyway, it's never done anything for me. Well, I don't see any owls. Could be missing it if it's around. Could be on the other side of the road, but I've been looking as best I can from here. The other side of the highway, that is. And it might not be around at all. Which is just as likely. Maybe more likely. So, not our busiest visit to Wildlife Drive. We're getting near the end. We may see something yet, but I wouldn't say it was that bad either, quite honestly. Another species I'd like to see, which has been on Cayuga Lake, and when I checked my email upon returning home on Thursday, I saw a Pacific loon had been seen, and I'd like to see that. Although I'd really like to see one in breeding colors, and apparently the one that has been seen is not, and that's not surprising. And I have a feeling it would be hard for me to see no matter what. And from what I've seen, I think some people have had decent views, but they didn't. I have yet to see any good pictures of it. It doesn't mean that no one has taken a good picture, but at least I haven't seen any on eBird that were good. And I kept my eyes open on my way here. I didn't see it. Now, it doesn't mean I didn't go right by it. I very well might have. And, you know, by the way, that's just about it for Wildlife Drive. It had been pretty far away from many of the people. Some people had said not too bad, but they apparently didn't have good pictures. And at least when it was first seen, people were noting how it was spending you know, the majority of its time underneath the surface of the water, so it was difficult to take pictures. And it was traveling quite a ways underwater. So, I can imagine what that means. You know, I've had that problem before with numerous birds, you know, that dive. They dive and you wait, you know, you hope to get a close-up, and it's hard to get a close-up when you don't know where the bird is going to surface. And it's only, you know, above water briefly. So we are not going to go to Van Dyne Spoor today. However, we'll head, you know, not to it, but we'll head in that direction for a bit, just to help me look around. And I may lose you here or there, as usual. One thing I was hoping to see, in a way, on Thursday, but it didn't happen, and that's because it's been, you know, hasn't been cold enough yet. I had hoped to see on Cayuga Lake, you know, a gathering of swans and geese like I had the last couple of years. But I think what needs to happen is that you know, the various other bodies of water need to freeze up, and you know, encourage the swans and geese to gather there. So it didn't happen. Just saw a couple blue jays. And yesterday, by the way, I finally put out some. You know, was seeing a little bit of snow on the ground. I did put some, you know, some food on on my bird feeder. And I wonder if some of the birds remember it from last year, because a short while later I saw dark-eyed junco on top of it. It was, you know, it's a suet and nut mixture. That didn't take long. This morning, first bird I saw was a black-capped chickadee on it. And I eventually saw dark-eyed juncos around, and a blue jay on it at one point. Starlings overhead just flew by. I see a couple vehicles up ahead that look like they've got possible bird watchers outside of them. Let's see if we can figure out what they're seeing. Okay, let me just give you a quick look at what I'm seeing here. Is that one tagged somehow? We're not going to be here long. I think we'll move right along pretty soon. I don't see any yellow dots, but they sound like... Actually, I'm not sure. I think they're trumpeters. I know they're beautiful.
What are you doing out here without us? Why? I thought you were done with the game. We're diehards, aren't we?
I hear a chicken. Okay, we're going to switch cameras for just a moment or two. See if we can improve the view just a bit. More trumpeters coming in. Don't know if I can get them. Shoot. You see them often enough, but you know what? They really are beautiful. So I believe these are trumpeters, not tundra swans. Okay, a couple looks in the distance at more distant swans maybe. You can see that snow is going to interfere with our viewing. Those look like gulls, I think. We're going to get moving. $33, by the way. Lost sight of it. I was watching a rough-legged hawk. Oh, there it is, I think. Okay, it's now it was really bad timing to have an outage. I don't know how long it was, but bad timing. It's very annoying whenever I'm trying to, if I'm struggling to get something on camera for whatever reason, it's moving or whatever, and then all of a sudden I get this notification, oh, we're, disconnected. That's very frustrating. I've got other things to do, and then, that happens. Okay, the majority of the activity seems to be behind us already as we drive this way. So we'll turn around and well, actually, it doesn't hurt to keep driving, but on both sides of the road, it appears that everything's been harvested. Oh, you know what? Maybe not everything. Well, I can't tell. I think there is longer vegetation, but it's just it's not. I think it's cattails or whatever, something similar. So it's not corn. Yeah, they've harvested everything by the looks of things. But we'll keep driving like if you remember last winter, like we used to do, and we'll turn around maybe after the bridge. In a way, this is a preview of what we might expect to see during the winter. Now, that the field that we passed, and you saw the geese and swans there. If that gets covered with snow, a thick layer of snow, and it's whatever food and grain, waste grain is no longer accessible, then it may not be a draw for birds. But until that happens, it could very well be a good draw, and we've seen in those fields, we've seen not just geese and swans, but we've also seen ducks sometimes. Especially if there are wet areas that have standing water. Visibility is not great. There's a lot of, while the snow may not be accumulating, there's a lot of snow in the air. These fields that are on either side of us can be difficult, in terms of bird spotting as you drive along the road here. Right now they're not too bad, but if there is a lot of snow on the ground and the So I mean, you know, a snowy owl would blend in, for instance, and also that the glare can be quite a problem if the sun is shining on a snowy ground. I think I see some kind of a raptor behind us, but I've passed it already. It may not be a raptor, it may be a gull actually. I see let's see if we can go in here. Well, you know what? We're not going to. I think it's mostly swans. Yeah, I mean, I see vehicles that are pulled in, and we were about to do that, but I think we're going to skip it. I'm not saying we wouldn't see anything, but visibility is not great. Actually, it's just getting worse. And well, we're heading to East Road, but I have a feeling unless this is just and it might be a short squall, but it's going to interfere with our viewing. I was going to turn into an area where we could just park and be off the highway there. And when I first drove by it, there was no one there, and then there were two vehicles there on the return. And it wasn't the fact that they were there; it's just that I looked, and from what I could see, even with clear visibility, looked like the angles weren't that great for seeing what the bird activity. So. Bottom line is, welcome to East Road. Not sure what was planted to our right, but it's looks like it has not been harvested. To our left is, I believe, corn, and that was harvested, but not sure what's to our right, and it may be a field that's meant to go unharvested. I don't know. I think we've seen corn there in the past, but I'm not positive. Definitely where we are now, we've seen corn to our right as well. Observation area. Let me have a look. Well, there are a fair number of geese down there, Canada geese, and there's activity. Certainly. Okay, let's look with this camera very quickly. Those could be mergansers down there again. I believe I'm hearing tundra swans. These are mostly Canada geese, but there's some other smaller birds mixed in with them. We can try to look soon. Oh, hold on a second, I've got to do something. Come on. There we go. Those fields that we just saw, you know, the cornfields, they're right over, you know, in that general area there, so they're not far. So if you think about it, this is really a great location. There's water here, food nearby. It's a great resting spot. Okay, let's, I think we'll switch cameras and see if we can look at things, a few things more closely. Those look like green-winged teals to me. See that? Well, it's hard to see, but you see the occasional, and like that one there at center, is that white vertical stripe at the shoulder, which is a good marker for a breeding male. I think more green-winged teals. Hold on one second. I thought we had seen mergansers. There's a merganser. I think it might be. Is it the focus of some gulls? Maybe not. We have seen gulls harassing common mergansers in the past. And I don't know if it was chasing after, this is maybe it was last year, if it was chasing after the merganser itself, or if it was just after any food it might have. I think it was chasing after the merganser itself. I haven't seen any Sandhill cranes. There were quite a few here the other day. And maybe I just haven't looked in the right place, or maybe they're not here. I don't know. More hooded mergansers. We've been seeing them here, so it's not really a surprise to see them. I don't know if they were here on Thursday. I really didn't take much of a look. Just didn't have time. The conditions aren't super sharp, but that's because we're looking over long distances and the conditions aren't the greatest. Not sure if I think those are all mallards. A number of geese just took off. I don't know if they're going over to, to join the other geese and swans over in the cornfield. I have no idea, but they could be if they're heading in that direction. Pintails. I believe I hear a crow. Not sure what kind of gull this is. It's tough for me to tell. Alright, let me just adjust things here. Those look like green-winged teals. Let me brighten it up so you can see a little better. So we see Canada geese periodically leaving, groups, good-sized groups of them. And I don't believe it's because they're frightened or anything. I think they're just moving on to, go graze somewhere. Maybe in those fields that are nearby. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, let's keep going. So my guess is overall there are fewer birds here now than when we started. Oh, who's that? A couple Sandhill cranes. Now, I spoke the other day, oh, and there's another one, and another one. So there are a few back there. I spoke the other day, we encountered some people at Sapsucker, and they pointed out there was a bird flying overhead, and oh yeah, okay, they're all back there in the I forgot what it's called, Puddler's Marsh or whatever. They spoke of of a bird was flying over. He pointed it out, and he said it was a Sandhill crane. I was suspicious just because I've never seen one there while at Sapsucker before, and sure enough, I looked up, and when I saw it, I didn't show it to you, didn't have time, but it was, it was a great blue heron, actually. But I mean, even looking at these in the distance, now granted, they're not in flight. Where are they? It's easy to see how one might think, oh, these are, the other species, because in terms of their overall form factor, they're similar. Birds with long necks to pointed bills, long pointed bills. I mean, they're same overall form factor, really. was pretty cool. I liked it. Pintails, I think, at least some. Oh! This has been pretty, to me anyway, pretty interesting. We don't often watch gulls like this. Didn't realize, but in the back, way in the back, in that puddlers or whatever it's called, more Canada geese are back there by the looks of things. Maybe some ducks there too, I don't know. Okay, what I want to do is let me look back there more closely for a moment. I'll leave you looking there for now. I want to look briefly with my own eyes. I can't tell what they are, but I think we have at least 10 Sandhill cranes here, by the way. So we're seeing mallards and northern pintails and thought I saw a green-winged teal. It's getting late. It's almost 2 o'clock. So, maybe we'll pack up from here and I'll head to Ithaca. Okay, let's start making our way. Oh, hold on a second. Let me look at something. Let's look down here. Look like, it's hard to tell, lighting is tough, but look like pintails primarily. Okay, let's, I'm going to leave everything in place. This battery, the battery's almost dead. Let me switch cameras. One second here. And I think what we'll do is we'll move further down the road. I expect to be coming back here, again before the end of the year. But just thinking back, it's been, here on East Road, we've had some weeks when we've come here, haven't seen much, but it's been great here this year. If you think about it, I mean, just those extra visits I made, granted I didn't always have them live with you, but extra visits I made, on weeknights during the summer. All right, I don't know what happened, but we lost our connection. Anyway, I don't know for how long, but we were seeing some other bird watchers, and they looked like they were taking photos of other things, but I couldn't see what they might have been taking photos of, so we're moving on. But as I was saying, about saying it before, that it's a good idea to keep an eye out for other bird watchers, because they may see something and gives you a clue as to something you would like to see yourself. Yeah, we're skipping Maze Point. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't, but we are. As I said, with the days as short as they are, I need time to get back to Ithaca. And we're just going to drive together a little ways, and then we'll, if we see something, fine. If not, we'll close up, and then I'll just head to Ithaca as quickly as I can. If I happen to see anything on the way, I may stop, so, I don't know if I'll resume the broadcast or if I'll just record for later viewing, if I see anything. One of these days I'll stop at the South Spring Pool, which we just passed. And it seems like it's barricaded for some reason. I don't know why, but I'd like to know why. In the air, to our left, I see a turkey vulture, I believe. I believe that's what it was. Crows to our left to ground level. Once we pass this stretch here, I think we'll shut things down. There's a chance in this stretch here that we'll see something interesting, and we have in the past on occasion. Well, the last year and maybe even the year before haven't been so great. Wait, what do I see? What do I see? Hold on, what do I see? I think it's a red-tailed hawk. I was hoping it was a rough-legged hawk. but it looks like a red-tailed hawk. There's a car ahead of me that's stopped. Another car behind me now that has stopped. And I could try to give you a look, and maybe I will, but I need to move ahead a little bit so I can do that. Just to line things up. I think it, hold on. Crow just flew by, and I think we're going to get moving. Good to see you. Good luck. That was a young red-tailed hawk. When I first saw it on the wires... Oh wait, hold on. I see something else in the distance. I see a harrier in the distance. Okay. When I first saw it on the wires, I thought maybe it was a rough-legged hawk, but it wasn't, obviously. Okay, I think it's 2:16. How about roughly 3:40? Oh, it's late. It's going to be late. Roughly 3:45, maybe a little sooner. Okay, everybody, I'll see you in Ithaca. I'm hoping you got them. See if we have sound. Oh, okay, we're live. Okay, welcome everybody. We're on the Cornell campus, and we're going to take a look around. It's, well, my thermometer still reads 33 degrees, if it can be believed. No sign of anybody yet. But I've just started looking. There was no one on the throne, and no one on this side of the building in terms of the various perches. So welcome to the campus. We'll take a look around. We won't be here, too long. I'd like to see our hawks if possible. I also like to go to Sapsucker Woods if possible. So we'll see. It's only 3:25, but it's going to get dark quickly. So we'll see what happens. Unremarkable drive back in terms of bird sightings. But basically, as soon as I disconnected things, just started zooming this way. So I'm here on the campus, and didn't have too many traffic hang-ups on the way, so that was nice. Let's make a quick run to the pheasant farm. I just want to take a quick look around. Now I've checked for, what do I see in the air? I've checked for, emails from eBird, and I haven't seen anything in terms of, rarities. But there's maybe no one's going to the pheasant farm today, but wouldn't mind seeing a black vulture. may have seen a red-tailed hawk in the distance, but I'm not sure. And not seeing, not yet anyway. I see a turkey vulture in the air, I believe. I do see looks like a red-tailed hawk in the air. Let's take a quick look if we can. Oops. There may be others in the distance. Oh, I see some people up ahead. I wonder if they're looking at anything in particular. I mean, I see 4 cars parked. No idea if they're bird watchers or not. They don't look like they're looking at birds, they're talking to each other. And on the ground, hold on one second. Oh, I may see a black vulture on the ground right now. Not sure. Come on. I swear I'm going to cut this. Hold on. I think I see a turkey vulture and a black vulture. That's the turkey vulture, and this may be a black vulture. This is not a good way to see either one. So let's see if we can reorient the car a bit and maybe get a better look. It'll be through the fence no matter what. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. It may be a turkey vulture, I'm not sure. That for some reason doesn't have a red face. So I suspect that they're not, that maybe they're all turkey vultures, I don't know, but I'm used to seeing a turkey vulture like this with, you know, a very obviously red face. So, you know, I don't know. And that one clearly is not as red, but it's certainly more red than the others. So I have a feeling that they're all turkey vultures. I don't know enough about black vultures to, especially on the ground. Now maybe if they took flight, it would be a different story. Regardless, they're interesting. Okay, there goes a turkey vulture, without any doubt. I didn't see its face, but you can just tell by its wing, its coloration. Where'd it go? Okay, I've lost it. But we'll move along very shortly. I have to imagine there's something there, something that's drawn their attention. Let's continue. Two of the turkey vultures are now on the fence to our right. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're all turkey vultures. I'm pretty sure. Although, yeah, their wing coloration, the turkey vulture, here's for me something that really helps. You know, all along the wing, there's like a lighter silvery color when you see it when they're in flight. That's not the case with the black vulture. It's just that it's more at the wing tips. And I just saw, every vulture at one point or another, I saw it in flight, and I could see the silvery look. Okay, let's continue on. Just want to take a look here, and then we'll turn around if we don't see anything and head back to the campus. See anything right off the bat. We're going to turn around. Let's just turn around over here. Tough to tell. I'm not good enough with identification to verify, some of these, if they have a darker face, and seeing what we just saw a short while ago, you never know. It could be that it's just, a turkey vulture as opposed to a black vulture, so I'm not good enough with identification to determine properly, I guess. Head right back towards the campus, like I said. Maybe. Now, for some of you, you may not think that a black vulture is a big deal. Maybe they're in your area regularly, but, they're not regulars here, not yet anyway, so it's kind of interesting to see one. And I guess that's, obviously it's very true of many birds. I mean, if you live in New York City, for instance, and you see a great blue heron, I don't know how often they see them, even in, like, say, Central Park. I think they do, but it's not, I don't think it's ever like it is for us at Montezuma when we see sometimes, dozens of them at a time. I'm used to seeing birds every day. Every once in a while, have a day when, let's say, we've had a very large snowfall overnight, and you wonder if you're going to see any birds at all that day. Some starlings flying around to our left. And then sometimes, like, after such a snowfall, maybe I'm outside shoveling and happen to see, whatever. It could be crows flying by, or I hear some sparrows or finches or something, or maybe even see one of my neighboring red-tailed hawks. It's, it just puts a smile on my face that whatever that snowfall was, it didn't mean it was the end of the world. Degrees now. We saw Arthur on Thursday in this area. I don't know if he's been seen today or not. Might have. Brett was seen today. to start making our way to Sapsucker Woods very shortly. I don't see any Canada geese down there. I did see one flying overhead while I was setting up. just a little bit longer. If we don't see anybody, well, we'll head to Sapsucker. Glad we saw them both on Thursday, but can't guarantee we'll see them today. More crows, and up above I see some geese, and in the distance I thought I saw some geese, maybe not, but I don't know if we're going to stand out and wait for Canada geese to come in at Sapsucker, assuming we go there, since it's not the most pleasant weather right now. It's not terrible, but it's not going to be warm and cozy. Might not be bad, who knows. Well, I think we're going to start heading to Sapsucker, as I said. We might be able to find them if we keep looking around, but I'd like to go to Sapsucker as well. While we have time. I would say that I did enjoy what we saw at Montezuma. Sorry I didn't find Big Red or Arthur. See some pigeons. Sometimes there's just not enough time. Once we arrive at Sapsucker, I will have to bundle up a bit. Gulls above, a number of them. No surprise, we see them often actually from various locations on the campus. And some, you might wonder why would you have gulls here? Well, remember, there's the lake nearby, but it's not just that. I mean, I often see gulls in places that are really not close to water at all. Well, maybe other than rivers. But like, like a Target parking lot. Just, you see them there all the time. Things have changed over the years. I think, I remember when I was younger, growing up in the area I did, to see gulls was a rarity. Oh my goodness. And, I just don't remember seeing them often. And if I did see them, it was kind of a special occasion. And, Canada geese just flying overhead in, during the migration seasons. Other than that was it. You didn't see them. Now, see Canada geese year round. There's some that just remain in the area, and that's fine. If anything, I may have a hard time seeing them during, their molting season, late June. And in terms of my own various areas, I might not see them all that often if there's snow on the ground and they're just going elsewhere for food. But like I said, it used to be, I would just see them flying high overhead in formation, and that was it. So, to see them now, and quite honestly, a lot of people consider Canada geese a nuisance. Well, they look at the mess they make. Well, as I said before, I think all birds make a mess of one sort or another, and then you spread that along to all creatures. Every creature makes some mess. But anyway, it's nice to be able to just see them interact, differently than just a simple overhead flight and that's it, just for a few moments. You see them interacting on the ground. It's just more interesting. And if you think about it, we get to see their young, little goslings. Watch the goslings grow up. So I'm glad some stay around. Obviously, it's starting to get dark, so we're not going to have a very long walk. We'll have to move right along. And I'll stick to the Wilson Trail today. If you tuned in on Thursday, we took an extended walk across the road and walked around there a bit. I did not see on Thursday, and maybe, I don't know if they're going to use them or not. I did not see the bubblers that we have seen in years past running, out in front of the lab, in the water to keep an area from freezing solid. I hope that they run them. I see a couple starlings, European starlings. Looks like it. And yes, a few of them anyway, 2 or 3. Here, 30 degrees. Like I said, I'll need some time to get situated and ready to walk. Shouldn't take too long. Number of cars here, interestingly. I wonder if people are walking or what. Sometimes I see, a number of cars that would have me believe that, there might be a fair number of people out on the trails, and then you get out there and you see nobody. So I think what's often happening is maybe people are just meeting here at the parking lot and then maybe going elsewhere or something. I don't know. Okay. My internet connection device is acting kind of kooky. Just bundling up a bit. Wires are kind of a mess. What a surprise. Alright, I just need to disconnect you for a second. Okay, that's that. Alright, just need a coat and, not sure which coat I'm going to wear, and a tripod, and then we'll get underway. For the moment anyway, that cold air feels good. I've been in the car all this time. But it is breezy. And other than the starlings, I haven't seen or heard anything here. So we're not going to have much time. Almost ready, getting there. Naturally, the camera has to have the wires and camera strap get caught on things one more time before I pull them out of the car. Isn't that nice? Okay, we're ready to go. Welcome to Sapsucker Woods. Like I said, it's kind of breezy, windy, and about 30 degrees. So we'll probably move right along. I'm not wearing boots. Hopefully they won't be necessary. There shouldn't be that much snow on the trails. It might be slippery though in some spots. On Thursday I started to overheat a bit. Now today's a little colder, so, and windier. Do I see anybody on the feeders? Mourning doves. At least one. Trail, at least this part of it, feels semi-frozen. I mean, it's not rock hard, but it's certainly not the soft mulch that you would have during warmer weather. So it's partially frozen. So from what I see, the pond is, mostly open water, but like this area here clearly has some ice on it, very thin, but ice nonetheless. Nobody there. Let me just let you sit here, and I'm going to look around with binoculars. I don't see anybody. Okay, let's get to the trails, and maybe we'll see somebody out there. So far, quiet. This is muddier right here, but still just a little bit of freezing in there, or at least some ice particles are in there. always have to be careful when bundling up for sapsucker, because you know, I can really pile on the layers, but then once I get walking, especially if there's a lot of snow on the ground, so it takes more of an effort to walk through it, it can easily overheat. We saw a mink here the other day, and it was, you know, staying reasonably within, well, it kept going in and out of view, but it was in the area for a bit. And we had a, you know, we at least stood here with the hope of seeing it for a while. In the past, we've seen them, and it's just a quick, you know, in the area, out of the area, and that's it. Hello. Can't say I'd mind seeing it. Haven't yet had the kind of look at a mink that I really want. Like I said the other day, haven't ever really seen one, you know, that stayed still and allowed me to really get close-ups and everything. Who knows, that may never happen. Did I just hear a, I thought I may have, I don't know if it was a hairy woodpecker or was it, I mean, I didn't hear it well. You know, it's late in the day and cold, and it's been, you know, I don't know how snowy it's been here, but I mean, there's obviously snow on the ground, snow we didn't see the other day. I don't know how much activity we're going to see here. Maybe I should have just stayed on the campus, but today, I mean, the woods have their own beauty today. In some ways more beautiful than they were the other day, I would say. The other day was kind of damp, and that was it. Today with a little snow on the ground, it feels a little bit more like winter. Winter's not officially here, of course, but it's starting to feel like it is. Everything's relative, of course. In the middle of January, if you have a day around 30, you'll think, oh, it's mild. We've had some years where it's, you know, week after week, it's in the low 20s. Or even the upper teens. I hear somebody. heard somebody. It was a small bird by the sound of it. I don't know if it was maybe a robin, but I'm not sure. Probably not. I hear Canada geese. Good to hear them. Maybe we'll see them if they're going to land on the pond. Sounds like at least two. And did I catch sight of them? Maybe not. Let's sit you down for a second and look around. It's cold. I wish we didn't have that highway noise, but it'd be very peaceful here in the woods if it weren't for that noise. And it's still relatively peaceful, but for the moment I do feel a little breeze, but it's not really windy or anything. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I'm not an expert on, well, anything, but probably won't be too many chipmunks running around now. I don't know if they fully hibernate or not, but usually, at least in my experience, once it gets like this, they're not seen any longer. You might see squirrels through the winter, but I don't usually see chipmunks during the winter. squirrels when, you know, when appropriate. Speaking of squirrels. I know, some of you said, oh, he's wrong, squirrels hibernate. Well, I see them. I don't think they fully hibernate and hide for the winter. In fact, if you think about it, when you know, squirrels often will take their food and, you know, bury it here or there. It doesn't make sense. If they're going to hibernate, then they wouldn't get to it. It's getting dark. We better get moving. It's one thing. When there is snow on the ground, it does make it easier to see the trail. You know, as it gets dark. Wasn't sure if I heard more Canada geese or not. You know, I'm looking at the distant edge of the pond. And, you know, I do that often out of habit. I hear somebody. Woodpeckers, maybe? Either hairy or downy, maybe. They don't sound like they're getting any closer. Anyway, look at the water's edge there, and you know, this time of year, I'm unlikely to see what I'm maybe hoping to see, maybe a heron of some sort on the other, either green or great blue. I don't know what's making that noise. But it's no longer making that noise. Let's keep moving. Hold on, I'll look at something. Okay. So this is not, so far, our best walk at Sapsucker. Haven't seen much in terms of birds, not much at all. What have we seen or heard? I'm not sure what that was. I'm guessing it was either a hairy or a downy woodpecker. I could be wrong. Mourning dove, which I didn't even show you. It was on the feeders. Heard a couple Canada geese. Some starlings. And that's just about it. Oh, did I hear a crow earlier? I'm not sure. It is late in the day, so it's understandable not to see too much, but still I was hoping to see more. Wouldn't mind seeing some ducks or something like that, you know, but maybe not today. Let me look around a bit with binoculars. I see a hooded merganser. Two of them. Wait. Two. If you don't know them, the female is on the left, the male on the right. Oops. I wish this tripod head would lock where I wanted to sometimes. Glad to see them. There's more ducks than we saw on Thursday. We saw none here on Thursday. They really are beautiful. One of these days I'd love a really, really good close look at some. We've seen them here reasonably close before, but the problem was they kept moving around. So I mean, I'd love to have some sit still and really allow for some good close-ups. Thought I might have heard something. Well, I think we're going to move along. I'm not seeing anything else here really, so, but good to see the mergansers. Again, hooded mergansers. Time for us to get going. There's more ice here, by the way, if you haven't seen it. I don't know if you can tell, but just a little bit of ice on the surface. Otherwise, the pond is smooth and open. People are ahead of us. I don't know if you've seen them or not. Tell you, the snow on the fallen trees, the trees that were cut down, only highlights them and just shows you the damage the emerald ash borer has caused. You know, the trees had to be cut down. I guess they were dead and deemed unsafe, so they cut them down. And it's just, it's a shame. It's really a shame. It wouldn't be so bad. It wouldn't be as bad, I should say, if, okay, we lose the benefit of the live trees, but they've been cut down, and okay, they'll, if they were, and I know they have a reason for not taking the fallen trees out of here. I guess they don't want to, I guess you're discouraged from doing that because they fear that will spread the emerald ash borer that much further and faster. Hello. But you know, it's too bad because it's going to look like this unless they do something about it. It's going to look like this for a long time. I see, you know, over the years, I see some fallen trees here that I've, you know, been seeing since I first started coming here, and they look essentially like they did when I first started coming here. And so, you know, those trees are not, without some kind of assistance, they're not going to be, you know, falling to dust anytime soon. Now, other trees may grow in their absence. That's true, and hopefully that happens, and maybe hides them a bit in one way or another. Either by providing more shade or, you know, just blocking our view of them. But until that happens, we're going to be, or until they, unless they decide to haul them out, we're going to be looking at them. So, we heard Canada geese earlier, and I see them now on the former nest tree. Two of them anyway, and at least two, maybe more. Yes. No. Just two. Well, geese are special, and two is good enough for me. Not seeing anything else. We're gonna, I think, move along. Let me just take a quick look at the binoculars. Sitting there, they look like maybe they were there the whole time, but I did look at the at that tree earlier. I can't remember if I showed you or not, but I did look at it myself, so they were not there when we first started. It's my understanding beavers hibernate. At least that's what I used to hear. Oh, a couple ducks just flew overhead. I'm not sure what they were. Hold on. I don't know. I couldn't tell. They could have been the mergansers, the two mergansers we saw. I'm not sure. Well, sorry if I've disappointed you here in Ithaca. Haven't seen all that much. I've enjoyed the walk though, even though we haven't seen that many birds. I think the two geese out there. Anyway, it's my understanding that beavers do hibernate, so I think they go into their structures and they just stay there for the winter. I think. I'm not sure. I thought that's what I heard maybe as a child. Could be wrong. Actually, you know, I'd say that the walking today, even though there's more snow on the ground, in some ways it's easier. At least across the boardwalks, it was actually less slippery. Seemed it, anyway. And here on the trails, you know, it's been fine. Now, some of this is already coated with ice. At least, you know, something semi-frozen. But, for the most part, I think things are open here. Doesn't mean anything's here, but oh, there are mallards. Let's leave them alone. We did not walk out here on Thursday. There were people here, and so we just continued on and went to the campus. I wonder if there were mallards here then, too. Good to see them, and I'm glad we didn't scare them. You never want to scare a bird, but especially during tougher times, or whether it's winter or if it's just late in the day, you hate to disturb them if they're roosting in a spot or whatever. So we've seen two species of duck here today, mallard and hooded merganser. Saw the Canada geese. European starlings, mourning dove. Whatever that other bird was that was vocalizing, maybe I hear geese again. Not sure what that means. If they're geese leaving, if they're geese coming, if they're just geese making noise. We'll go back to the water. Just see if we can see things. Big difference between today and Thursday. You know, Thursday we were hearing white-breasted nuthatches quite often, crows, blue jays, black-capped chickadees, I think. Saw Canada geese, not huge numbers, but we saw some. Today a lot quieter. Now I'll be honest with you. There are times in winter when the pond is covered with snow and ice, and we may not see much taking a walk here. but there's always a chance you'll have a good look at something. Maybe something you wouldn't see in summertime. Even if it's a bird that's here in the summer. I mean, again, I'll bring up that example of the when I was taking still photos here only, and it was winter, and captured just a black-capped chickadee just moving from one bare twig to another in a tree. And it always sticks out to me as something that you wouldn't see in the summertime when the leaves are all filled in. And the lighting is just different in winter. It's not even just the way the sun is, maybe that makes a difference, maybe not. I'm sure sometimes a day it does, but remember, often if there's snow on the ground, there's light reflecting upward from the ground. In the summertime, that's not the case, or not nearly as pronounced an effect. And I've told you before, sometimes when watching red-tailed hawks in flight, for instance, I like it when there's snow on the ground. You get a very different look because there's light lighting up the underside of the hawk as it's in flight. Whereas you don't get quite that effect in the warmer months when the ground is covered with greens and browns. Doesn't seem like there's much going on here. We'll wait a couple of minutes. Maybe. You just look around with binoculars while you look at the pond and the stork figurine. Oh, I don't see the geese on the tree any longer. I think I see a beaver, though. Oh, don't get out of the way. Yeah, there it is. We're going to end very, very shortly. Shorter days mean shorter tours. I wanted to start earlier. I don't know what happened this morning. I woke up plenty early, that's for sure. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a beaver there. And I don't know if it's the same one or not. Might be. I don't know. We'll wait a couple minutes and see if maybe any geese come in. I don't think they will, but they might. I've enjoyed these couple days, though. Thursday and today. There's another one. Or it could be the one that I kind of lost sight of over to the right. I don't know. It might be the same one. safely we've seen at least 2. They can move along, so it could be that it's the same 2. I don't know. Just checked in on the chat room a bit, and yes, that is a whooping crane, as opposed to a, well, there are other cranes in existence too, but the only ones that we see are Sandhill cranes, but this is not a Sandhill crane. It's a whooping crane, apparently. It's looking lighter on the camera than it is to my eyes. You know, we see the beavers swimming around, not just now, but like, you know, all the time when we're here. And they don't necessarily seem to be like going after vegetation much of the time. I wonder if they're just curious. I don't know if they are or not, but I mean, I wonder if they see us and they're just curious. Or just kind of sort of keeping a watch. Some birds are known to be curious, like I think black-capped chickadees are known to be curious and brave. And you know, they'll often be like the first ones to come around. If you're out in the woods or something like that, they'll be the first ones to be around and watching you, maybe sounding off an alert or whatever. I think, well, another minute or 2, and if nobody shows up, we'll close up for the day. Like I said, I've enjoyed the day. We saw some nice things, especially especially at East Road. I really liked watching those gulls. But I've enjoyed today's tour. I've enjoyed Thursday's tour. December next week. And as I saw, it was noted in the chat room, you know, we're heading for the solstice. Days will start getting longer pretty soon. And think about it. I mean, we're here now. It'll be December next week. Just a couple more tours, and then you know, and then the days start getting longer. It'll be a while before they really are obviously longer, but not too long. You know, by late January, actually, usually you can start to tell. Certainly into February, you can just start to tell. Boy, the days are getting a little longer. So winter hasn't even started yet, not officially, and we're already looking well into it. That's just how I look at things sometimes. And, you know, like it or not, the month of December is likely to go by quickly. It usually does. Well, I think it's time for me to head to the car. Everybody, I want to thank you all for joining me. Start walking that way, just because it's easier to shut everything off. Well, I know how to do it easily, I think. But again, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the day as much as I have. I hope you've enjoyed it even more than I have. But I think it's time for me to head home. Everybody have a very, very good night. I hope you have a great week, and we will see you all next time, whenever that is. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.